Happy birthday, Jesus! You are the one coming down to Earth from planet Krypton, rolling out tracks and getting it on like the Wrath of Khan with Ricardo Montalban. It rained fishes and loaves on the bitches and the hoes. They said they want some more, and he said, hell now! You ain't got the flow. You ghost riding a whip. You sucking at me.
Okay, let's cut it there.
Woo! I was hoping to get the word ding-dong in on that take, but I ran out of breath.
Need some more
I think we could loop the one, Let me listen back to that.
All right. Why don't you modulate that to sound like Flavor Flav, which is obviously who I am.
Word to your mommy.
Word up.
Come on in for playback.
Once again to Crazy Comics and Stories. It's me, your charming and delightful old Uncle Rat Bastard. And here at the old podcast, we have a special guest. But first, we introduced Joe Crazy Writer. How you doing today, Joe?
Who's got a tampon? I just got my period.
And we also have Dangerous Dan Mohr. How you doing, Dan? Dan? Hello? Did we lose Dan?
We might have. Maybe he went to go get me one.
Something's going weird with my computer. You may end up
drinking a lot.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back in a moment.
I'm starting to think last year's Festivus show was better. Well, normally this show shows up on a Monday. Well, if you follow the Facebook page, it shows up on a Sunday night because we do a sneak preview for the fans who follow us on the Facebook. But it's Festivus.
Boo!
And as it's Festivus, we have our annual Festivus podcast.
Boo!
So we're going to go over our grievances. Joe's been...
And my first one, of course, is the fact that we're actually wasting another episode. I mean, we only do 52 of these things a year.
More like 60 to 65.
No, you do 60 to 65.
No, Joe, we did special episodes.
We do 52, one weekly, because we're the longest episodic podcast in history. See, look, even got me buying the lies. We'll come back to that. And we're going to waste one on a white, made-up, bogus TV holiday.
You don't have to be on the show.
I don't like it. Well, you insist. You're the master controller. Oh, we're going to have a Festivus show. Never asking me if I want to have a Festivus show. No, maybe I might want to talk about comic books or something. But no, that's okay. I mean, they only had, Rogue One open, come up. We're not going to talk about that. Or, I could talk about the opening line I said was from Amanda Palmer's The Art of Asking, a book that I borrowed back from my daughter. I bought her a signed copy last year. And it's really good. But no, we don't want to talk about good stuff. We want to talk about bitching. I mean, you got all year to do that. This is supposed to be middle of winter when it's supposed to have rays of hope. But no, Cory'd rather waste a whole 60 minutes of your life bitching.
We're only going 60 minutes?
It depends. You probably got a lot of bitching to do because you didn't get to do one last year. Oy vey.
What the hell is Festivus anyway?
It's just some made-up bullshit holiday.
Does that cover Happy
canceled
Holidays?
Festivus?
Yes.
Why don't we just have a grape knee-high holiday in honor of MASH?
I like grape knee-high.
I love grape knee-high. Or let's have sneering of the nerds holiday in honor of Big Bang Theory. No, we got to take a sitcom like Seinfeld. Oh, I don't care how good the Monkees said their album was. This is not Good Times.
Are you done?
I thought we just... Well, no, I got lots of grievances. I got issues with you people.
Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours.
No. I already
the
said
floor is yours.
I already gave you my first one. I think we should do it round robin. So, your turn to air a grievance.
Joe says that this here podcast isn't going to be about comic books, which means he's not been paying any attention. The first grievance I have, Marvel. Remember last year where we said, hey, Secret War, it's late. Means that you're putting out books that give away the ending to Secret War. Don't do that anymore. This year's big event, Civil War 2. Putting out all these books that give away the ending to Civil War. How about you just wait on these big events till you get them done? Don't add extra issues. Don't let somebody draw it who only does a page a week. Get the damn thing done if your entire line is going to be based on the revelation at the end of it. It's not about comic books. Dan? Dan's grievance is that his computer doesn't work properly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, Skype has decided to update.
I'm just going to sit back and have me a good old milk dud. Because I wasn't smart enough to give me any junior mints. I was, but I ate them already.
Well, Dan says that he's ready. Joe, you could probably complain about Skype updating every 20 minutes.
Actually, I haven't had any problem with that.
Okay. Has Skype updated on you while you've been in the middle of a podcast in a while, Joe?
Not recently, no.
Okay. Well, then it's about time.
I know.
And is Dan with us now?
Skype. I don't think so.
Can you hear me now?
What?
Can you hear me now?
What?
Can you hear me now?
What?
You know, you keep doing that, and I'm just going to put down the microphone and walk away, and you guys could talk Transformers for the next 90 minutes.
Awesome.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, Cybertronian.
I don't even know what that means.
So far, I've got in my grievance that this whole show's a grievance. Cory blattered on about something. I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Civil War.
Your turn, Dan. We're gonna go round robin style till we got all our grievances done.
Okay.
While you do that, I'm gonna open up random Hot Wheels.
Awesome. I actually have a grievance that involves Transformers. So,
Dude,
yeah.
I'll even listen to this one.
Well, there you go. So the new trailer came out, or the teaser trailer came out for the last night, and somebody I know on Facebook went absolutely ballistic, saying they hate what Michael Bay is doing with this movie, and that they will never watch it again and won't go see it. And I sat there and I looked, and I'm like, wait a minute. It was a teaser trailer. Absolutely nothing in it had any context whatsoever on the story. And one of it, she's going, I can't believe Optimus Prime is going evil. It's like, okay, well, we don't know for sure that's actually what's going on. But at the same time, it wouldn't be the first time Optimus Prime went evil. It happened in the original cartoon. Okay, wait a minute. How is this Michael Bay's fault if he's actually just taking something from the original cartoon? I don't understand. It's a trailer. It's a teaser trailer. You can't judge by that because they don't show you squat.
And it's a teaser.
Yeah.
That's why they call it a teaser. You'd think Joe would be involved because it is the Transformers. Joe, do you have an opinion on this?
I'm eating milk duds.
We have a grievance from one of the listeners.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Jasmine Jo Hannah Shaw said, there aren't enough trees, damn it!
There aren't?
Well, if you wouldn't be using all the paper and living in wood houses and crap like that, we'd have plenty of trees. But no, we got to level things so people can have their Brazilian McDonald's meat. Bah.
Hey, Don't be going down on the McDonald's.
You may want to rephrase that.
No, I meant it. Joe has to stop going down on the McDonald's.
Sorry, I'm a White Castle man myself.
You think you'd chip your teeth on that?
Personally, I
White
go down
Castles? Hell no.
Personally, I go down on Wendy's.
Please clap.
Hey-o!
Hi-ho!
And a redhead to boot.
Joe, your next grievance. God help us all.
What the hell's up with Nintendo Classic? You can't find the son of a bitch anywhere. It's only $300 on eBay, $400 on Amazon. I mean, much as I'd love to play, Super Mario Brothers or the original Donkey Kong, or actually I just want to finish Legend of Zelda, because my original game, the battery died, so I was never able to finish it. But it's like Nintendo's doing what they've done year after year after year. Just enough are out there to wet everybody's whistle, and the price goes crazy. I've got a friend who's dying to get one for her husband, and every day she calls Target, and she's got ins on Target because she used to work there, and her mom works there and all this stuff. And they say, well, this one's supposed to get them. If you line up at 3 a.m. and they open at 6, they'll give out numbers so you can get one. She has had zero luck finding one. And I've been looking. I mean, if I ran across one, I'd probably buy it and flip it on eBay. But it actually looks kind of fun. But now the rumor is, and I don't know if this is true, that they're discontinued. And, I don't think that's true because Nintendo, what they do is they get everybody all hyper for it, and then by February there'll be so many of them nobody's going to give a damn. So,
I finally got a Wii.
Well, it sounds like a gallbladder problem. Have you had it looked at lately?
No, it's a kidney problem.
Oh, well, either way.
I just figured you mean you hit puberty. Yeah, puberty.
I like the first version better.
Puberty. Yeah, puberty.
Cory, what? Your turn. Give me a grievance.
All right.
Boring. Give me another one.
Jim Sternenko, almost a decade ago.
Oh, hang on.
Now.
We got a guest grievance here, Cory. This is my lovely and talented wife, who I adore more than anything. What's your grievance?
You.
Chris wins.
I think she wins with enough said.
I understand.
Shut up and eat my milk duds. I wasn't good enough to get Junior Mints, because they're minty and creamy goodness. But no, I got milk duds instead. I'll be picking them out of my teeth all year.
Well, the good thing is the year's only about a week long.
Oh, shit, I better eat faster. What are you going to grieve about?
Jim Sternenko promised us 12 years ago, and it was even solicited through Dark Horse, that they would be reprinting his graphic novel, Red Tides, for the first time regular size, because it was originally published as not a trade paperback, just a paperback. It's still not here. But every Sunday night, he could spend 6 hours on Twitter fucking around. It's a goddamn reprint. You give them the film, they reprint it. It's that easy. Oh, I want to touch it up. Well, then fucking touch it up already. Starting to think that you really aren't an artist anymore. Just a guy who thinks he dresses well because he wears a turtleneck and a blazer. Turtleneck and a blazer. It's the laziest fashion statement I've ever seen. Dan?
Well, last Christmas, I gave a friend of mine, my roommate actually, a copy of the Dark Knight Returns animated series, on DVD. And I really want to watch it, but I won't watch it before him because I gave it to him as a gift. It's still wrapped. It's still in its original wrapping. I have to sit there and stare at it on the shelf, waiting for him to watch it, and he won't watch it. This is very similar to when I gave him Arkham Asylum. He wanted to play that after he was done. It took him a year and a half to start it. And then when he started, he's like, this is an awesome game. I'm like, then why didn't you play it a year and a half ago?
And by the way, by the time he started it, you could have bought it used at GameStop for $7.
I know! But I want to...
That does remind me of the time where I saved a whole bunch of money that Joe didn't.
Oh?
Yes, Joe and I are both huge fans of Duke Nukem.
Okay.
And this is a tale from the shop. When Joe had nothing to do, he would play Duke Nukem on his computer.
Come get some.
And there is a thing in the Duke Nukem game that tracks how many hours you play the game.
Oh, yeah.
Much better.
Nick Post, one time, we're hanging out at the shop. Nick's screwing around on the computer, and he says, "Oh, I know Joe plays this Duke Nukem a lot. Let's see how many hours he's played it." It was over 400.
Mm.
Then he looked around the shop and said,
So
Shake
much
it, baby.
Did the calculation, realized that I have to play WoW more hours than done.
Hail to the king, baby.
Dan is fading away into the sunset as he talks.
Well, while he does that, he can go get Wolfie, because I want to see if he's got one. In the meantime, Cory, I got a bone to pick with you.
Hold on. We have another grievance from a listener.
Oh, always interrupting me. Who do you think you are, me?
Al Sparrow said, "Dear God in heaven who made green apples, we voted Comb Over Boy in." Yeah, I think we all have that grievance. It's like when you go out when you're a college student and you go out to a bucket of beer night, and because it's cheap, you drink all the beer you can, and then when you wake up, you kind of look next to you, and then you look again, and then you realize that you're going to have a lot of splaining to do. But go ahead, Joe. If you think you're more important than our listeners, go ahead.
Strode, you got one thing you're going to do in 2017.
Eat pie.
Why don't you knock off with them negative waves? I get two things on my Facebook feed today. Number one, Cory on his Twitter. And I swear, I'll take your Twitter away just like I will Trump's. And this is the quote. "I know what people's first impression of me always is. Ew." And then down earlier, he's busy telling me, "My convention schedule for 2017 is..." And then you start giving me the fiction that, okay, fine, you've retired, too much work to do, no little return. We've gone round and round about that. But then you start going on that you're saying, there are people who have asked that I retire. I don't show, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to call bullshit on this one. Your leaving cons is entirely your doing. And if you want to be respected for it, you better just stop waving it in my face. I'm still a little bitter about you that you decided proactively not to do any more crazies at the con. Because I got to admit, I enjoyed that a little bit more than I did. And every time I see you bring this up, it's like pulling a scab off a wound on top of just the normal negativity you seem to be going. You're not that bad a person. You're one of the best people I know. Just like he said in Kelly's here, just knock off with the negative waves, okay, dude?
Cory, do I have to take him down?
Yes!
Oh, God, I love her.
Steel chair! Steel chair!
Steel chair! Oh, and they're uncomfortable, but they're fun to fart in.
We've lost Dan again. So
I think it's Wolfie because I called him out. They're probably arguing over who gets the next grievance.
that could be the next grievance. Will actually be one of the listeners.
Ooh, okay. Well, wait, whoa! I thought you go next.
Well, I'm jumping in because this is. You'll see. There's a plan. There's a reason.
Oh.
Michael Carter said his grievance is that Cory is going to have the same 3 grievances. Female cosplayers getting threatened, fans overreacting to a storyline, Cap in Hydra, and Marvel dropping the Essential line. Let me look at my list of grievances. No! Oh, wait. Fan whining. I have fan whining. But no, I don't have anything about cosplayers, and I don't have anything about the Essential line, because the Essential line has been dead for a while, and finally one of the big high muckety mucks finally admitted that it was dead, and he actually claimed responsibility for killing it, saying, "I like the epic books a lot better. The stuff looks better in color." All right, fine. Fuck you, Mr. Executive Guy. The essential books were great because they were $20. If you dropped it, who cares? If you took it outside and you smacked bugs with it, who cares? It's $20. It's 500 pages for $20. I get 450 pages for $40 with the epics. I just want to be held. Joe, my next grievance? Dan keeps dropping out the goddamn podcast.
Well, screw Dan. Let's hear from Wolfie. Wolfie's got to have a grievance or two.
Oh, I got a major grievance. I have this grievance that I have not been on this show enough.
I'll second that grievance.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I should be here. I should be feeling Cory up while we sit there and we record. I think it's all there. I mean, Joe's got this nice and smooth head. I mean, think about it. I can just sit there and go back and forth, and oh my God, is it wonderful? And then Cory, he doesn't have his gallbladder anymore, so there's a space for me. It's great.
He's a lot of gall for a guy with no gallbladder.
I need to talk to HR. I'm being harassed.
No, you're not. You're being offered.
Now it sounds like he sounds like he's bragging, not really complaining.
And does Dan have a grievance?
No, wait. I am grievancing. Is that the word, grievancing? Sure, whatever. I am grievancing that I am so awesome, and I am not being used for my potential.
Fine. You think you want more potential?
Yeah.
Then how about you and I do a podcast?
What?
How about
that might be a good idea.
How about we have listeners send us in their problems, and you and I will give them advice.
I think this is an excellent idea.
It'd be like Dear Abby.
Yeah.
Or Love Lines.
Ooh, I like Love Lines.
Or I don't know.
And Love Holes.
Joe, do you think Wolfie will give good advice?
He'll probably give good felt advice. Sorry.
Yes.
No hand up your ass type of advice. Good, solid, sincere, fuzzy, type of advice.
Yes, it will be given. What will it be given? It will be given with much feelings. Yes.
Well, I have a bachelor's degree
in
psychology.
Ooh.
So
excellent.
Right after the first of the year, let's say every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday? Okay.
Every other Wednesday, we will give bad advice.
We will give bad advice?
Yes, bad advice with Cory and Wolfie. What do you think?
I think I'm upset that you think you're going to get top billing.
It's alphabetical, just like this show.
Look, you have exclamation points at the end of your name, which should be at the end of the sentence.
Fine. Bad advice with Wolfie and Cory.
Damn straight.
Joe?
Yes?
It's your turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
I'm upset that Melissa Ranch won't return my phone calls. Your turn.
Who's that?
That's the hot stack blonde on Big Bang Theory.
Ah.
Google it. What the hell? At this day and age, seriously, in this day and age, I always hate it. Well, why don't you put links to it? Dude, if you really give a damn, you can Google it yourself. It's not like when we were growing up, we had to wait and go down and look it up in the card catalog. No. Or what was that goofy thing they had where you could look up and it would give you all the magazine articles that were published in the year? Just don't be so lazy. If you care, Google it.
The only girl I think is cute on Big Bang Theory is Kate Micucci. Mostly because their last name is Micucci.
Okay, wait a minute. Now that Joe's gone off about the fact that we should Google it, the one you want to call Joe, which character does she play?
I don't remember. We're married to Howard. I just base in her goodness whenever she's there.
She's the one with the really high voice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love her voice. Okay. She returns my calls, though, so.
Oh, you just made the list.
Joe's getting his grievances ready for next year.
Oh, excellent. I get to be a grievance next year. Wait, why do I have to wait a year? God damn it, Joe, why aren't you faster with your grievances?
Gotta have
It's
something next year.
It's Cory's turn.
Oh, it is?
Unless you want to go with the listener, they're much more interesting. I mean, be participatory.
Well, my next grievance is the fact that the New Gods, Jack Kirby's magnum opus over at DC, the thing that has driven tons and tons of DC stories, it's out of print again. So they reprinted it in a cheap paperback with no color because, the audience for it is small, and it blew out. And then they reprinted it in these beautiful hardcovers. Oh, you did, and it sold out again. You know what? If the thing keeps selling out, why don't you just keep it in print? How would that be? Okay? Kind of like Marvel does with the Masterworks, so that if you keep stuff in print, you can keep making money off it. The next grievance from a listener is Jill Haldeman, who Joe knows.
She's all the way in New Zealand.
Yes, we have international listeners. Not all of them are in Germany. By the way, we're really big in Germany.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What about Russia?
I don't know. We don't get stats from Russia.
Yeah, we're too... I imagine soon we'll be overtaking Russia.
No.
Or
stop. Switch that. Jill's grievances are that Justin Bieber still exists. Look, I don't know if he exists or not. The cool thing is you can ignore him, and he goes away. Fucking Paris Goebel had to do choreography for Sorry, and then wasted on the New Zealand Post ad. I have no idea what that means. And
I'm right there with her. I mean, that was just horrible.
And the New Zealand Post sucks. I don't know what that is either, but they're
it's a post in the middle of the country.
They're legitimate grievances, and we feel for you. I don't know what the hell any of that is. Dan, is it you
yes.
or Wolfie?
It can be me, I guess.
You're so well organized.
I know. Well,
the problem is because we don't know who the hell you are half the time.
Well, that's more often than I know. So, okay, you were talking about the New Gods. I have a question for you. When did Jack Kirby make the New Gods?
When did he make them, or when were they published?
When were they originally created?
1968, because he had decided after Stan Lee had changed one of his stories around, the story that introduced Warlock, by the way. Stan took a very complicated story and made it into a simple mad scientist story. Kirby got so angry about that, and the fact that Martin Goodman had lied to him about getting royalties, that he just decided he wasn't going to create characters for Marvel anymore. So he started creating these characters and put them in a portfolio. And the plan was that he would take this to other publishers to pitch almost a whole new comics line. And if he didn't get picked up by any of them, he would use the New Gods to renegotiate with Martin Goodman. Good thing is DC picked him up, so he didn't have to use him to renegotiate. But he created them in 1968. They first saw print in 1971.
So almost 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're pretty high and far out, aren't you? What kind of kick are you on, son?
Who, me? Me or him?
Either one. Little from column A, little from column B.
We have no idea what Joe's talking about.
Okay, 50 years ago. Are they really new anymore?
Comparatively, yes.
Comparatively to what?
The Roman gods, Greek gods, Norse gods, Sumerian gods.
All right.
It's all relative. It's all relative.
Yeah, I know. You've read these stories. They are all relative. Inbred is another word for it.
Does Wolfie have another grievance? Do I need to call the HR lady to come down and give me a safe space?
I don't know. Wolfie, do you have anything else?
Oh, yeah, I got plenty. I mean, think about this. I'm sitting here with these guys talking about the fact that it's a bad thing that I've got a hand up my ass. Do you realize how good this is all the time? I'm sitting here riding
around. It depends
around.
if he cuts his nails or not.
Oh, no, I love the pain.
Good thing we got that explicit tag, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the kids listen.
Oh, no, let the kids listen. This would be great. You got to learn it somewhere.
I imagine, Ma, Pa, their 3 little kids, they're gathering around the Victrola. Hey, there's a new Crazy Comics and Stories. Let's download it and listen to it for our Christmas dinner, shall we? Let's share in the goodness. And then it starts to play, and that's a really sick and twisted family, in my opinion.
It sounds like my childhood.
I'm sorry, Wolfie.
Yeah, well, these things happen. At the same time, I'm also upset that I didn't get into the newest edition of Red Sonja.
Do you mean by reading it or character in it?
Both.
Joe? It's your turn.
That bitch on Romper Room never, and I mean ever, said my name. Cory?
At least you had a common name. Joe. When I was a kid, Cory, in the 60s and 70s, teachers didn't even know what to yell at me when they were mad at me. I've probably told this on the podcast before. You know how when somebody's mad at you, your name gets longer? Dan becomes Daniel, Joe becomes Joseph, 3rd grade teacher, Cory became Corinthians. And then she got mad that I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I said pay attention! Who are you talking to? You, Corinthians! That ain't my name.
Well, the problem was your name at the time was Janet.
Damn it, Janet. My next grievance has to do with movies, genre movies. I am very tired of people wanting the sequel before the first movie even comes out. Or when the first movie comes out, all anybody talks about is the sequel. Will they make the sequel? When was the sequel? Ghostbusters, great example. For months before Ghostbusters, you had the one people whining that women were in it, because women aren't allowed in the playground. I guess I don't know. We're all the little rascals in the He-Man Woman Haters Club. But yeah, like for 4 months before the movie came out, they've got all this great stuff planned for the sequel. This is going to be a franchise. They're going to have tent poles. It's going to be amazing. We'll get a new one every 2 to 3 years. Then it comes out and it doesn't do the best in the world. And the sequels, all of the sequels are now in jeopardy.
We lost on Jeopardy, baby. Ooh.
Well, you realize there's also a good thing about Rogue One, then, right?
Yeah, no sequel. Oh wait, the sequel's already out.
Yeah, the sequel is already out.
By the way, spoilers for Rogue One.
Okay.
The rebels steal the plan to the Death Star, get it to Princess Leia, who puts it in a droid and gets it to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, jeez! I've had enough. I'm out of here. Did you ruin it again? Next you're going to tell me the zombies did it on Walking Dead. I'm out of here.
The next grievance from a listener is from Matthew Guy.
Ooh.
He has quite a few.
Okay. Hopefully they're not about us.
But let's hope. The first one is that because it is holiday week, there is no bingo in his where he lives. And every week he posts about the stuff he wins on bingo. And I am not a bingo player, but I understand. Having that routine, having that thing that you do every week where you get together with friends, how it could be very enjoyable. Not that I've been able to do it since June or July. I'm no longer a gamer.
Well, what you do every week doesn't take all that much time. I mean, you just sit in a corner and cry.
Sit around and do it.
No, I don't sit around and cry. I sit around and watch porn.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Matthew Guy's other grievances, and he's got
what happened to his first one?
You missed it.
Oh, geez, I just had to go. I get out of here. I can't handle this anymore. Oh.
I had to move to a smaller one-bedroom apartment because the government said that he had to be on in a smaller apartment. So on Superman vs. Batman opening weekend, his shoulders and back ached from moving boxes. He got 90% of it moved by himself, the bed, furniture, and stuff. Finally got moved. His family helped. I had my neighbors help put up my bed and TV with a Blu-ray player, and the maintenance man moved the comic book bookshelves into place. Oh, if I showed a maintenance guy my comic books, he'd quit. He'd quit right now. Yes, I saved a few bucks on rent, but I had to cough up a reduced second apartment deposit, a second $150 for the power deposit, cough up paying 2 water bills in 1 month, and another $50. I can completely understand that. One of the reasons I have not moved, even though my house is falling apart around me, it just needs the roof repaired and one of the windows fixed, and the door's awful drafty, is because the whole idea of moving frightens the
Don't forget the new floors.
out of me. It frightens the holy hell out of me.
Oh?
First off, I remember the housing bubble and burst. I think I've talked on the podcast. There in the early 2000s, there were people who actually walked around the neighborhood knocking on doors offering home loans. And at that point I said, oh, that's a bad thing. This is not going to end well. And then, I would have to pay somebody to move all my stuff. And the ghosts of cats have decided to haunt the podcast.
Yeah, sorry, I have 3 cats that appear to be attacking each other in my basement.
Well, that's good. Too bad you can't film it. Turn it into a reality show. Is Joe there? Has Joe returned?
No. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, it's your turn.
All right, Wolfie?
Yeah?
Would you attack Cory for a while so I can talk without him listening?
Sure, 1 second. All right, Cory, here it comes.
Oh, for the love of God, let go of that.
I am still waiting for Ask the Strode questions. I got a few, but I still need more, so send them. crazycomics@gmail.com. We want to do something fun for our 300th show. All right, let him go, Wolfie.
No.
Yes!
No.
Let him go, you'll catch something.
Keep it up, and I'm going to pour a
Wolfie,
Fago.
be careful, the dullness rubs off.
Really?
It does.
Oh.
Your turn,
Okay.
Mr. Strode.
Mr.
Vigorous
Dull.
rubbing.
We're getting more wrestling than ever. And WWE seems to realize that and has said, well, let's not do anything interesting on any of our TV shows because there's just so much out there. People will need to find some that they can fast forward through and not pay any attention to. Do you realize for the last 3 months, Raw has started with a 20 to 30 minute segment of people standing in the ring and talking to each other? If I wanted to see people talking to each other, I wouldn't watch wrestling. I watch wrestling so that people can pretend to beat the shit out of each other. Shut up and fight! Dan?
Well, earlier this year, I was at a convention, and Cory wasn't, and I thought it would be funny to wear a vest, and then post that I was a vest.
Oh, vest, sorry.
Vest, yes.
Constant in trouble.
And then post that I was taking his title as Best Dressed Man in Comics.
Oh, even I know that's a bad idea.
Oh, I thought it was a horrible idea. I thought he would come back with an awesome retort. His wrestling kind of thing of, I am the best comic ever, whatever. Do you smell what the Cory is wearing?
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, whatever.
I wash my clothes. You can't smell what I'm wearing.
It's because you got a hole in your roof.
Well, maybe it's because they smell of lilac and lavender.
Lavender.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Cory, I think we need to talk. Anyway, so I think I'm going to get this great comeback from him. And what do I get? Yeah, you can have it. What? No. This isn't what was supposed to happen. No, he gave me the title. I'm like, no, this is not what this is supposed to happen. My wife finds out and goes, great, we get to go shopping. No! No. Cory, no, you're supposed to come back with something. Say that you want the title. Nope, you can have it. I don't need it anymore. No. And so I'm at another convention just a few weeks ago, and I'm trying to keep it up. I feel like I have the title, so I have to go keep it until somebody tries to steal it from me. Please, somebody come and steal it from me. So I'm wearing a suit coat over one of the shirts that I usually wear, and then one of our other comic friends comes up, Scott Gallatin comes up to me and he goes, so, I thought you were supposed to be the best dressed man in comics now. I said, well, I am. Well, where's your vest? Like, what? Well, no, that's tomorrow. No, the vest is part of the title. You have to wear a vest.
So how much has your wife spent on clothing for you now that you're her personal Ken doll?
Luckily, I've avoided it for now because we had a lot going on, but I really fear the next few months.
You do know I have her email address, right?
Yes, I know.
and the J. Peterman catalog.
Cory, don't push it.
I can introduce her to the J. Peterman catalog.
No, you don't have to. It's good. I'm fine. Thank you.
What would you
We're
give
good.
me for
We're
me
good.
not to do that? Joe?
Pie?
We'll talk.
Okay.
Joe?
Joe?
To the guy who invented zero. Thanks for nothing. Cory?
Zero's my hero. Zero's my hero! I was taught that as a child. Are you disputing the wisdom of Schoolhouse Rock? Joe, have you decided to cast aside the teachings of multiplication?
Yeah, especially
rock?
after watching The Government. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'll get past as soon as I get 100 mil. Nope. It's over, baby. Update it all.
Uh-huh. Cory?
I have fan whining on my list, but I want to get to a specific type of fan whining.
Fan whining?
Yes, fans whining about comics. A comic will come out, and you won't hear anything about it for a little while. A few days. Maybe people are reading it. Maybe they're digesting it. Maybe they're letting it sink in. Or maybe they're waiting for someone to give an opinion so that they could just join in without having to think about whether they actually like the comic or not. Case in point, the latest issue of the Clone Conspiracy. Joe, have you read the latest issue of the Clone Conspiracy?
2?
3. Where we
No, I
find out
haven't gotten it
who
yet.
the Jackal is.
Nope, have not gotten it yet.
All right.
Oh, is this a Spider-Man story?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was thinking the right thing. Okay, go on.
So they have revealed who the Jackal is.
Norm Osborn.
Nope.
Okay, then I'm going to bow out because I don't want to know.
Patricia Arquette.
No.
Don't
I
want to
wish.
know, don't want to know.
Actually, I'd prefer if it were Rosanna Arquette.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I turn the jacuzzi off?
I thought you were drowning.
I thought he was going to the bathroom.
I thought maybe his wife had finally had enough and taken his head and shoved it in the toilet.
It's pretty much is all happening.
But the big reveal for like 2 or 3 days, no one says anything. And then a comic, I'm going to put in quotes, professional, who hasn't worked in the business for 20 years, says, "This is the dumbest, lamest idea I've ever seen." And everybody piles on. "Yeah, you're right. Boy, it'd be better if you were working on this book. Oh, this hasn't been the same since you left. Oh." If you didn't like it, why didn't you say that a few days ago? Or, here's my favorite.
I didn't want to be first.
One of the people who said, "Wow, that's an interesting idea," 3 days later, "You're right, that's the dumbest thing Marvel's ever done."
Was it Trump?
No, he doesn't read comics.
Oh.
My president reads comics.
Hey, you don't see people putting Trump on the cover of a bunch of comic books.
No, you don't.
Although we did see Cage tell him to get back in the car, sucker.
I've got another one from a listener. Michael Carter, "My brother decided that he and my sister-in-law won't be coming home for Christmas. We didn't find this out until after the weekend after purchasing their gifts, some of which can't be mailed."
Ooh, I'll take one.
Okay, me too. That's why I don't mail gifts.
Is it white powder?
Is it pie?
Wow, the walls are bleeding.
Wolfie,
Yeah?
do you have another grievance?
Do I have another grievance?
Yeah.
Sure. Hold on a second. You know what I don't like? I don't like buffalo. They're just wandering around for no reason. They go around.
Oh, you know what?
What?
You know what, Wolfie? You are in luck today because it's a scientific fact. I have it right here.
Ooh, yeah.
There are no buffalo. They're called bison.
Thank God.
Grievance solved.
Yay. Thank you, Joe.
Anything for you, buddy.
I knew if I was to air my grievances here, you would be able to solve the problem.
Well, at least one.
Because you, Joe, I know you are TSA and you have the best hands in the business.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah. I go to TSA, buy a ticket just so I can go through and have Joe work on me.
Yeah, and I hope that knot in your shoulder's getting better. If not, come on back. Well, I'll give you a freebie.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Do you give a happy ending?
Hey, we're government. You got to go to Congress for that.
Well, I thought maybe after you worked on his shoulder, you bought him ice cream.
No. Buys his own.
Dan?
This is the nice thing about Wolfie.
Yes?
Dan,
Yeah.
do you have a grievance?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
I was talking about this with a few people, and you made me think about it with your with the reviews and everything, and the reveal that you didn't reveal, which is nice because even though you talked about it,
I'm good at that.
yeah, okay, no, you are.
I'm a professional.
You know who isn't? The studios themselves.
Oh God, yes.
This is a while ago, obviously. I went and saw the original Lord of the Rings the first one. I brought a friend of mine, and she had never read the books. To the point where, when it ended, the first one ended at the cliffhanger of Frodo and Sam going off on their own. She looks at me and she goes, "Where's the rest of the movie?" I said, "It's the first of a trilogy," and she punched me.
And you liked it.
But anyway, then as we were leaving the theater, she looks at me and she goes, "You know, I can't believe they killed off Gandalf. I liked that character so much. I was so sad to see him die. I mean, I can't believe they did that." And I just kind of looked at her. I'm like, "Oh, right. Never read the books."
Hopefully you didn't say that out loud.
No. For
You just went,
9
yes,
months.
it was sad.
9 months. 9 months. I kept everyone from revealing to her that Gandalf comes back. 9 months. First trailer comes out. First scene. There's Gandalf.
He got better.
Yeah. I'm like, what son of a bitch?
White sorcerers matter.
That's a grievance of mine, too. There are people who, "Oh, did you watch the new blah, blah, blah trailer?" No. Well, why not? You like that stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to watch a trailer, because they tell you the whole goddamn movie in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Rogue One, kind of the same thing, but, you know, I already know how it ends. So, but still, I don't want to see the trailer. Why? Because it's going to tell me too much about the movie.
Yeah.
I know the movie's coming out. I know the day it comes out. I don't need to see the commercial to hype it.
I was really surprised that Darth Vader dies.
He gets better.
No, it's a different Darth Vader. We find that out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I bet you missed the Yoda cameo, though. Most people did.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Well, and Ahsoka dies in it.
Yeah.
Not easy being green.
Samuel L. Jackson's character comes back and dies.
No, he just loses the other hand.
Did you believe it when Travolta came off the screen and BAM!
And then this revelation, one of those, you know, normally I don't like the everything you know is wrong, but the fact that Jar Jar Binks is actually the Emperor, that was a cool reveal.
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for that since episode 1.
Episode 1? There is no such thing.
There isn't?
That's one of the things that's happened. Somebody at work said, "Oh, have you seen the new Star Wars movie?" "No, I'm going this weekend." She said, "Well, how many Star Wars movies are there?" I said, 5.
Wait. Which one of the three? Which one's the fifth one?
There's Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, and Rogue One. There are 5 Star Wars movies.
Oh, okay, sorry. For some reason.
Okay, 6 if you count the holiday special.
Oh, the fact that you will acknowledge that and not the first 3.
You're a sick one, Cory Strode.
Joe, we have a podcast that's coming out on Monday. Another new podcast? That's just crazy talk. We've got another new podcast starting. It's called Series in Review. And in it, we talk about Master of Kung Fu. I hold in my hand Master of Kung Fu Omnibus 1.
Which should tell you how strong Cory's hands are if he can hold an entire omnibus with one. There's a reason
really,
them glasses are thick, my friends.
Not really, because this omnibus was $125 and was only 690 pages.
And I'm very aware of how strong Cory's hands are.
I know.
And we all thought they had to pay extra for the licensing of Fu Manchu, right? Right?
Sure.
Well, the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, which was the black and white magazine, that first omnibus came out, cost the same, $125. It's 1,100 pages. We're getting milked. We're getting milked hard.
Wait,
and I don't like it. I don't like it. I am not a cow. Marvel, yes, we're going to give you the money for these, but at least don't make us look like idiots for buying them. Joe?
Wait, I wouldn't take Cory's milking.
I don't even know how to answer that.
How to handle that? Oh, I'll tell you how to handle that.
Joe, pull me out of this tailspin.
Okay.
No, don't pull him out. I'm good.
You know what? This kind of goes into the eBay thing a little bit, which has its own grievances, by the way. We'll do it when we get to it. But, Cory, I sold a copy of Bloodlines from DC.
Oh, my God! Someone bought Bloodline. They're going to be sending us a grievance.
Was it Bloodline, or what was the 2-issue sequel that came later?
I don't. It's been burned from my memory.
See, that's the problem. So many of DC's big-ass events just don't matter. Invasion, 0 Hour, Convergence, Legends, the Bloodlines. I mean, you stop and you look, as I'm going through my stuff on eBay, Bloodbath, that was the name of the one. $1, Bloodbath 1 and 2, which was a sequel to Bloodlines. The only thing that came out of...
nobody wanted the original, let alone a sequel.
Any of that was the fact that Hitman came out of it. And he could have just easily just come out of nowhere. It didn't need to come out of the Bloodlines. But you go to the Marvel side of things, and even to this day, some of these things still matter. I mean, Secret Wars, Civil War, Secret Invasion. Yeah, there's Fear itself. But, I just don't see myself wanting to keep any of DC's major crossovers and events, with the exception of maybe Crisis and Final Crisis.
What about Eclipso?
None of it matters.
No, not Eclipso.
Because, especially they got rid of 90% of it with the big boot that they call the Nude 52.
Wait, there's a Nude 52? Where is that?
Well, if it was, they'd be selling a lot better, wouldn't they?
I'd want to be seeing some Zatanna.
It just doesn't matter.
Do you include Eclipso in that one?
Oh, big time. Nobody cares.
I do.
Nope.
I actually liked that one.
I'm not saying they weren't good at the time. Legends was a lot of fun at the time, but you don't see people clamoring to buy them. That's what quarter boxes are for. And as I go through, it's kind of depressing because I still got runs of World War Hulk and Secret Wars, all three of them, and I want to keep them, or I want to maybe even convert them into hardcovers because I want to read them over time. But the other ones, ugh. Don't know, don't care.
DC 1 million.
Yeah, well, I got that in an omnibus, but it only cost me $20.
Yeah.
And
when your omnibus is selling for $20 used, it's like, that didn't go over well.
The Crossing. Yeah, so Marvel has its share of bad ones.
Oh.
But if you were to sit,
yes.
If you were to sit and read, say, Marvel from Fantastic Four to date, it actually makes a coherent universe. It all ties together, even though parts of it disappear. You try doing that with DC, and as soon as you get the Brave and Bold, you're lost because none of it tied together. Even when Marvel was making sales by having a coherent universe, none of DC mattered, and it got worse with Crisis. I can't even tell them get their act together because it's way too late for that.
Well, yeah.
Cory,
Dan and Wolfie.
What about us?
Do you have another grievance?
Oh. I'm sure I do.
No is an acceptable answer. All right, I got one more grievance, and then I think I'm done. There are so many scams on the internet these days, but if you send me 1995 now, I'll teach you how to avoid them.
Wait, what? I think you just did a DC story.
Yeah, because we're going to ignore it and move forward.
I mean, you're going to wonder if that dollar bill in your purse or wallet was ever in a stripper's butt crack? If not,
I know it was.
You're wondering now.
I know it was.
Well, that's where they put it on me.
You know who we don't have a grievance with?
Our sponsors?
These guys!
Yes, here at Solitaire Rose Networks, we have ads. That's right, we have ads. Just like every other podcast. Come on, it's okay. Our first advertiser is our longest-running advertiser, and that's DreamHost.com. DreamHost.com is the best, bar none, web host all over the interwebs. You could go to other web hosts. You could go to the ones that have big ads on TV and everything, and they're not going to give you the service, the dependability, and the reliability of DreamHost. Head on over to DreamHost.com. Use the code CRAZY, KRAYZ, and get $20 off your first year of web hosting. Another of our sponsors is Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club has great blades at low prices, and let's face it, you got to shave. Head over to shaved.by/C19DC. Get you some blades. They're wonderful. I use them. I use all of our sponsors. Matter of fact, head on over to crazycomics.com. Over on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see all of our sponsors. Bombas, Grays, Flaviar, Dollar Shave Club, and DreamHost. If you would like to advertise on any of the podcasts in the Solitaire Rose Network, you can. Just email solitairerosenetwork@gmail.com, subject advertising.
And after we do the sponsors, we go to Joe's grievances about eBay. Joe?
Well, first off, I took a break from eBay, so although by the time next Monday's podcast drops, the one about us talking about the masturbators of Kung Fu. I will probably be back.
There's promotion for you, folks. Joe knows how to sell these shows.
Yep.
Yep. May I
Get your
say?
handle on this one today. Grab your hardcover, thrust it between your laps, and let's check out some of that wacky Kung Fu grip.
I am a double black belt at this.
There's a reason why Barbie was so happy.
Right.
Anyways, with eBay, and I can't take a break over holidays, but there's two things that bug me. They have a thing called Buy It Now, whereas if you see something you want, you just can buy it right away. And it's less common in auctions now because eBay is trying to emulate Amazon so you can do it. Less used is make an offer. And I have people making offers all the time. What drives me crazy is like I make an offer, and I got to say 9 times out of 10 I say yes, because after I'm trying to get rid of this crap, not sit on it, watch it dust. And then I have to chase these people down to get them to pay for it. If you were interested in it and I accepted your offer, why don't you buy it from me right away? What's wrong with you people? Another thing that bugs me on eBay is just feedback. Nobody gives feedback anymore. It's like the lifeblood of eBay. My feedback would be in the tens of thousands if just 5 out of 10 auctions would actually leave feedback. And, I leave feedback for pretty much everybody. Nobody gives me any feedback at all. Just go to Crazy KRYZ. Look away. So ashamed.
Dan.
Yeah?
What are you going to be hyping? What projects do you have coming up? Where can people give you monies?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, where can they go?
Every time you show up on a show, you should know you're expected to shill.
Oh.
It's kind of like going on the Tonight Show. They don't let you on unless you're selling something.
Well, that explains a lot.
At least we don't make you play a stupid game like carpool karaoke or I don't know, butt crack bongos or whatever the hell else they do.
Well, nowadays you can now go to wolfiebad.com. So Wolfie B, the letter B, bad.com, and you can find all the stuff that I tend to be connected with. We got Worldwide News there. We got Everyday Gods. The Worldwide News book is going to finally be in my hands.
Finally!
Finally be in my hands at the end of the month. So anybody who's pre-ordered, they will be on their way shortly. They should be here within the week. So, Everyday Gods is going to have its 4th book, hopefully by the end of January. So that's cool. I have another project I have to actually make sure is actually being done. I actually wrote a comic, and somebody else is drawing it, and I don't know.
And you're unsure if they're drawing it.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of like me. Kind of like me with you.
Fascinatingly ironic, that is.
Yes, it is. You will be happy, Ishmael, who is my roommate, for those, of course, most of the people on here who have no idea what my real life is like. Yes.
I have no idea what my real life is like.
I know. Ishmael has already decided he's going to be the force behind my getting back into art, to the point where he's like, okay, I have a plan. I'm like, what do you mean you have a plan? I have a plan. This is what you're going to do. Okay.
Does the plan involve a barbed wire wrapped baseball bat?
Well, yeah, eventually when I get that drawn.
One?
Does he want one? Yeah, probably, actually.
Joe?
Huh?
Get Mick Foley's bat ready.
With or without barbed wire?
With.
Sorry,
all right.
Lucille, you're a pussy compared to Mick Foley.
But those are the projects, and of course the podcast that you and Wolfie will be doing. That'll be coming out. So
right after the first of the year.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting. Hopefully we'll have questions to answer.
And Joe could even send us some questions.
Yeah, he needs
that ain't gonna happen.
Who knows? Joe may actually show up on it once in a while.
I think that'd be great.
Maybe I got some milk duds to eat first.
Joe, what's your degree in?
About 101.5.
Well, and after we do the eBays, we get to my favorite part of the show. No, not the part where Wolfie gets blocked outside. The part where we do our freaking and geeking. Joe, what are you freaking on?
This whole fucking episode, Cory.
And, we go to Dan.
No. I think I'm... Sorry, that was good. You know what I'm
We're giving the people an extra episode, and he's pissy about it.
Well, it's more work for him.
What work?
I'm not going into that. Okay.
Show on my back for the past 6 years. What? Huh? What? Dan? What are you freaking on?
What I'm freaking on is, you know what? They're finally going to release the new Voltron toys, and they're doing it after Christmas, so I can't get them as presents.
Now that's brilliant marketing.
Uh-huh. They come out.
We could actually do a tale from the shop on that.
I believe their release date is the 30th.
Joe, how was the week between Christmas and New Year's? How many new comics did you get to sell?
That was ketchup week. I mean, literally,
yes,
I ate ketchup sandwiches. I made ketchup bolts. It was ketchup. Ketchup. And sometimes mustard.
Now, one of the things that comic publishers are doing now, they're actually sending people the books a week early. They send them the week before Christmas for the books that are supposed to go out the week between Christmas and New Year's. But in the past, it was, okay, here's all the crap that we didn't get done by deadline. Boom, here you go. And one of the big problems with it was, and Joe might be able to know more about this than me, it seemed to me like all the hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. It seemed to me like you would get all the hardcovers that hadn't shipped for the past 3 months. They all showed up the week after Christmas. Boom, here you go. Here's your 3 archives, 2 masterworks.
Yep, we got to make that bottom line look good before the end of the year. Never mind yours.
But I remember one time going into the shop after Christmas, and my son was young enough that I had to buy toys, which were, I'm sorry, toys are expensive.
Tell me about it.
And so I come into the shop, and it's like, oh, I hope it's a light week. And I look in my bin, and there are 5 hardcovers. Like,
why now? I need to eat.
Christ. 5 goddamn hardcovers. That's almost $200 with my discount. Well, my freaking is work related.
It's work related?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
Yeah.
I don't think that's freaking anymore. I think that's just life.
Well, it's freaking in a little bit because last weekend was supposed to be my weekend to work. I would do 3 hours on Saturday and then 8 hours on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What did the weather do last weekend?
Yeah. Snow
and cold.
Right. So
you're talking
Saturday.
We're not talking shrinkage. We're talking turtle retreat into its shell cold.
Uh-huh.
Saturday,
negative 40.
I know I'm going to have to drive, through the snow. I give myself extra time. Normally it takes me about 20 minutes to get to work. So I actually got up at 5:30. Had to be there at 7. Got up at 5:30, showered, got everything I needed. Now remember, this is for a 3-hour shift.
A 3-hour shift. 3-hour shift.
So I get in the car at 6, and I think, well, I'll leave in enough time.
Cory got in his car at 6. He thought he had enough time.
I'd be able to stop and get some soda so I could, last the 3 hours.
He thought he could get some soda so he could last 3 hours. Last 3 hours.
And the snowplows did the dickish thing that they do early in the morning.
The snowplows did that dickish shit they do early in the morning with Gilligan. Oh, sorry, I'll skip.
Thank God.
I was actually...
Thank God.
I'm a little worried about how well that came out.
They plow one side of the street.
And then the other.
And there's a huge pile of snow in the middle of the street. So when I have to turn to go on to another street, nope, that car ain't moving anymore.
You get stuck.
20 minutes. 20 minutes of digging. Because it was too slick to build up enough speed to kind of bust through the snow that they'd left in the middle. So 20 minutes of digging. And I didn't have a shovel. Yep, I'm using my ice scraper to dig out the tires. I left an hour early and still... Well, no, a half hour early. I still got to work 15 minutes late.
Cory made it 15 minutes late.
And I didn't get to stop and get the soda.
And the song's over. Story's over. I got no more.
Thank God. And then Sunday.
And Sunday.
It was. I didn't have to worry about how cold it was. Because no one could make it into work Saturday night to do... The 3 people called in that they couldn't make it into work Saturday night. So I got called in to do a sleeping overnight. So I got to stay there. I didn't have to worry about my car not starting because it was 40 goddamn below. No, I didn't have to worry about that. Because why? Because I was at work already.
How convenient.
Joe?
Yes?
What are you geeking on?
Well, as I talked about earlier, I was reading Amanda Palmer's book called The Art of Asking, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Let People Help. It's just a compelling book. And of course, when I bought it for Dana, I got it from our good buddies over at Dreamhaven, and it was a signed copy. Yes.
There you go.
And it's really, she writes it so compellingly because the narrative flows from her philosophy that people hate to ask for help.
Yes, they do.
And she starts out by saying, part of her cycle when she was an alleged rock star, I'm not saying she isn't a rock star, I'm just saying she would tour, she'd get money, they'd make a record, and then she'd have to get money to make the next record, which then she would either borrow it from friends or borrow it from anyone. Well, at this particular point in the narrative, she'd already married Neil Gaiman, and Neil is much richer than Amanda is. And Neil is a very kind man. Is just like, well, take the money from me. And she didn't want to. And she had this big mental block about why couldn't she. That's the beginning of the book. As you go through it, the narrative weaves between her meeting Neil and starting to date, and then it cuts back into her bohemian type lifestyle about being a statue bride in New York and how they got the Dresden Dolls going, and I'm not even a third of the way through it, and it's just a compelling read. And it's real interesting because I still don't know if she ever asked Neil or took his money, and I imagine I will by the time I get to the end of it. So just a fantastic book. By the time this here podcast drops, it'll be after Christmas, after Festivus.
No.
Oh.
This podcast comes out on Festivus every year.
Holy cow. No. You screwed up last year. You thought emergency gallbladder surgery was more important. I offered to bring all the recording equipment into the hospital, but no, you said, I got to have anesthesia to go under. Now the truth comes out. Very, very bitter I am about that. Anyways.
No, I don't remember that.
I did finish. Well, yeah, Butch and I wanted to bring it because we thought it'd be a hoot to get you coming out of anesthesia, and maybe after you get home, But you wanted none of it. Nope. Selfish bastard you is. Sorry. Selfish. Rat bastard you is.
I'll say this. One person did say that he would leave work and wait at the hospital for me, and I told him not to because it would be very boring, and, I would be out of my room for like 3 to 4 hours and to come afterwards. So, Dan, thank you for offering to do that. That was very sweet of you.
You take that back.
Unlike Joe, who just makes up stories about being nice to me.
Bullshit. Butch and I came over and dragged your sorry carcass back to that dilapidated shack you call a home.
Ate all my potatoes.
And the best part about it, he still doesn't miss the 2 boxes of books Butch and I took as payment.
Why no Butch didn't take him? Because I frisked him.
Too much.
And now you know why I don't have people over to the house.
And Cory, I want you to mark this day down because you have totally derailed what I was talking about, and
I win!
I've totally blanked on it.
I win! Finally, I derailed Joe. That's kind of like the Earth heating the sun. Is so rare.
Sorry, you gloated too much. I remember now. No, I was talking about. I finally got my Christmas shopping done, and I went out. I actually stopped by Dreamhaven just to see if they had any interesting knickknacks, and they did. But I don't think $800 for a really cool signed limited edition from Bernie Wrightson would be necessarily appreciated by anybody in the household but me. So I restrained. I did buy a couple books. I picked up a reader copy of that Gold Key Yellow Submarine for $10, which would be kind of cool because as I remember reading it when I've had my first copy, ironically bought from Greg way back when, it's actually damn funny. So if you ever do get a chance to read it, try to pick up a copy, especially if you're a fan of Yellow Submarine. There was also a paperback and a hardcover of it, which he had there. The paperback goes for a measly $50, and the hardcover, I don't even want to know, because, I had those once upon a time. I read them. They're hilarious. The only other fun thing I did, I stopped by a place called Hobby Hub and picked me up you probably never heard of the movie, Cory, called Blues Brothers.
I may have heard of that.
They have a little toy of the Bluesmobile with the big speaker on the top, and I picked up 4 cop cars. So now the chase scene is being reenacted upon our Christmas decorations on our fireplace mantle, much to my wife's annoyance. That's pretty much it. While I delve into here another Milk Dud, and no, they're not a sponsor of our show, although if the good people at Milk Duds, the Hershey Company of Hershey, Pennsylvania, do want to sponsor us, get a hold of us. We're more than willing to eat your chocolate.
SolitaireRoseNetwork@gmail.com.
A national treasure. Cory lies so much, I'm beginning to believe it. Cory, what are you geeking on? Or do you want to jump to Dan first?
We go to Dan.
I'm okay being
Dan.
last.
Wolfie,
I'm used to it.
What are you geeking on?
What am I geeking on?
Sure.
I am geeking on the strong hands of these 2 people.
Whoa.
Cory and Joe have amazing, soft, and strong hands. It's amazing.
Cory I'm rubbing up against. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, little to the left. Little more. Oh, yeah. There you go.
I'm going to have to go back to therapy, aren't I?
Oh, I'll be therapeutic for you. Just lay down on the couch.
Bad advice, ladies and gentlemen, coming in 2 weeks.
So yes, he's geeking on that. He's geeking on you guys.
Dan?
Yes.
Are you geeking on anything?
Oh yeah, Voltron toys are coming out in a week. Also, I've been geeking on. They've been releasing more and more information on the Mass Effect Andromeda, which comes out next spring. If you have not played the original trilogy, I highly suggest it. It's an amazing game. They had some comics that were related to them too, which were really well done, which expanded a lot of the secondary characters, which was awesome. But I'm so looking forward to this new game. I'm probably going to disappear for about a week.
And then you'll play the game.
Yeah. Well, I have to look at all the art and get a few things out of the joystick. Anyway, so Joe's story actually reminded me of something that I've geeked on since it ever happened. It's been a while. It's been like 6 years. But the thing is with Neil Gaiman has always, I've always been very impressed with him. When I was younger, reading the Sandman series helped me get a lot of my problems that I had mentally. Don't go there, Cory. I basically straightening out some of my own thoughts and thought processes of life and stuff like that. Just the stories and everything really helped. So I've always been a big fan of his, and I've always felt that he had a big impact on my life. So go back about 6 years ago, I was working as a personal assistant for somebody who did a lot in the writing scene. But one day I drove her to get her hair done, and I was sitting out in the waiting room at this hair salon. And my boss comes out and says, "Hey, our afternoon has changed." I'm like, "Okay, what's up?" She's like, "We're going to go to tea with Neil." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Thinking she meant some guy that she knew, and some guy that she knew is Neil Gaiman comes walking out from the back. And it's just kind of like, and I'm at work, so I'm not going to be able to talk to him at all. So I sat very silently as my boss and Neil Gaiman had a conversation over tea.
And just think, if it would have been now, you would have been able to go, "Can we get a selfie?" And he would have known what you were talking about.
Exactly. And Wolfie would have been all over him.
And that would have ended the afternoon.
I know. I would have been in jail, and Wolfie would have been in an evidence locker. So, Cory, how about you? What are you geeking on?
I have been reading comics when I have time.
Cory, geek on me. Geek on me. Geek on me. Just pull it and geek on me.
I'm completely disturbed by that. I am reading the Grant Morrison edited issues of Heavy Metal. And Heavy Metal's a magazine that I've never really read. I would pick up an issue now and then and look through it and go, "Wow, that's pretty art," but the stories just are, there's no story there. Any of the stuff they would reprint from Europe, I don't know European comics that well. Their storytelling style is something that I'm not used to. But now that Grant Morrison's editing it, he's brought a different feel to the book. It's still like Heavy Metal in that the art is amazing, but it's more story-focused and story-based. If you've never read Heavy Metal, he started with issue 280. They're still available in comic shops. Just go pick up 280, 281, 282, 283, and 284. This is great, great stuff. It's rare that we get anthology comics in the United States, which I think is a shame because anthology comics are a lot of fun. I like Dark Horse Presents. I'm still reading 2000 AD, although I read those in big batches of like 10 or 12 issues. But Heavy Metal is probably one of the most interesting mainstream comics coming out now, because Grant Morrison he has at least one story in each issue, and he's using indie artists, he's using European artists, he's using South American artists. It's a wonderful way of looking at what comics can do every month. Well, every other month. And I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed reading those. I also, there for a few years, I couldn't afford the hardcovers that I like. I couldn't afford much of anything because I was working underemployed or working at the group home overnights and everything. But I'm making enough now between the two jobs and sleeping at the group home all the time that I am filling in my creepy and eerie collections They're up to 25 volumes on Creepy and around 20 on Eerie. I am now only missing 9 volumes before I have the complete run of all the hardcovers they have put out. And I've talked in the past about how I've got completist in me, but I've given it up because I'm more of a reader. With these, I'm going to be a completist, and I will have them all. All of them, I will have them all. And finally, it's by 3 o'clock this afternoon on Festivus, I will leave work. And while Joe's playing with his pans, I will be going to a Festivus party, and then I will not work again until Tuesday morning. And you know what I'm going to do for those 3 days?
Read comics?
I'm going to read comics and mix a lot of podcasts and watch a lot of TV and bake. And I may not leave the house at all. And it will be glorious. Matter of fact, it will be so glorious, we will play this song. Glorious, 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 glorious. And there we go. Believe it or not, kids, you've listened to us blather on about funny books and grievances for an hour and a half. And as we say every week, the comic we like the least, we still like better than the comic that you like the most. Joe?
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
That's amore.
When you swim in a creek and an eel bites your cheek, that's amore.
That's amore.
Hit my music.
Doesn't Dan get to say something?
No. Wolfie's all that matters.
Yeah. It's true. It is true.
And Wolfie does close all of our shows.
That's true.
Let's do it live. Wolfie?
Yes? Yes.
Can you give your immortal line that we have at the end of every episode?
We done, bitches.
Funk is on a roll. Funk is on a roll. Hey, y'all. Can somebody call my mama? It's about to get funky up in here. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. What you say? Please call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Say somebody call my mama. Kick me. Please call my mama. What you say now? What you got? What you got for me?
Hello, Reginald here. I'm here to talk a little bit about the fact that they're doing their Festivus episode, and I was not invited. Now, I do not know why I was not invited, because let me tell you, I have grievances. I have grievances with this particular show, and I am going to air this grievance. I was on it for one bloody episode, and then I was thrown off. Do you know how annoying that is? Especially when I know what I'm talking about when it comes to funny books, and these two losers do not. No, they have no idea what's going on in the comic book industry, and I do. And people were jealous, and that's why I was taken off. Now, if we go on, let me explain. First of all, let's start with Mr. Cory Strode, all right? Yes, that bloody, liberal, vegetable-eating coward. That's what I said. Coward, yes, because he comes on and he tells you, oh, I know everything about comics. And does he? No, he has no idea. He's making it up all on the spot, and you are falling for it. You are taking it in and thinking this man is a genius, when no, he is not. I've been to his house. What does he tell you is there? Loads and loads of comics. Have I seen comics? No, no comics at all. I've seen encyclopedias. That's right. Encyclopedia Britannica, multiple copies, and they're all from the 70s, so they're out of date. He doesn't know what he's bloody talking about, and you need to come to terms with that. Now, let's talk about Mr. Ryder. Yes, that's right. The man is on a bloody podcast. I hope he knows that. Do you know what you do on a podcast? You talk. Because that's all you can do, is you talk and people listen to you. What does he do? He keeps throwing food into his mouth as he's talking. I don't know about you, but my mouth is what I talk with. Ryder, he might talk with his ass. It sounds like he's talking out of it at least. However, you don't put food in your mouth when you're trying to talk. That's just a fact. So, what are these two? Oh, well, let's be one more thing about Mr. Ryder. His eBay pages. Oh, yes. Go to my email pages. I'm selling comic books. No, he's not. I've been there. All it is bloody Beanie Babies. Multiple Beanie Babies. What type of man has that many Beanie Babies to start out with? I don't know. So, don't let these two continue to be fraudulent. Don't take it. Once you realize that these men have no idea what they're talking about, you come to me, you talk to them, and get me back on the show, and I will give you accurate information. But you know what? You are all so gullible, you'll never do it. So you know what? Until that time, let me quote Marvel Comics' signature character, Captain Marvel, and just say, Shazam! Shazam you all! I can't believe it. I mean, they sit there and think, oh, hey, I know all about Jack Kirby. Yes, Jack Kirby, he made the new gods. No, he didn't. He didn't make the new gods. He just